Right here with the man that saved my life. It's my brother right here, my friend. This is family right here. My boy Leon. What's up, Leon?
What's going on, Javi? How you feeling, champ?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. A lot of people, they ask me how did I lose so much weight and what was the journey like and shit. And it was a team effort. You were very fucking instrumental, hands-on in that shit. So, I just wanted to kick a few tips, you know what I mean, to help people out and shit.
Yeah, man, for sure, bro. I told you, man. Like, our journey will always go on, man. You a brother and a family member of mine for life, bro. So anything I can do, man, let me know.
Appreciate that shit. Hell yeah. So one question I get a lot is like what's more like what would be more instrumental in weight loss? Would it be working out or diet?
Man, honestly, I think the most instrumental thing between those two in weight loss would be diet, man. Look at it like this. Like I was telling a friend this the other day, right? I see a lot of football players out there. I used to play ball. I was a defensive lineman. I was a linebacker. At a point in my life, I weighed like close to 300 pounds, right? And I could work out with the best of them. I was probably in better cardiovascular shape than I am right now, right?
Yeah.
I was stronger than I am right now. I mean, I was a beast, right? But I was almost 300 pounds. So what do I mean by that is that you could be a powerhouse workout machine, right? You could bench press and run, have lungs, but does that necessarily mean that your weight is going to be low?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how many members of I would say that I'm still in pretty good shape, right? I'm still in pretty good shape. But at 33 years old, do you think I'm going to go out there and like run faster than anyone on that Rams team right now, on the LA Rams?
Nah, probably not. Yeah, they got
right?
on that shit.
Probably not. But they all got like 100 pounds on me, right?
Yeah.
So my point with that example is that, the working out side and the weight loss side, like they're both good in that they're healthy, right? They're good for you. They're healthy, right? But like just because you work out hard and just because you give it all in the weight room or on the cardio, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to lead to weight loss, right?
Yeah.
So what's the most important thing is your nutrition, your diet, right? Like that's going to be the number one thing in terms of what your body composition is and whether you can lose weight or not.
And for somebody who's a little larger and they're just starting out, what would be your tips of like what should they cut out first? Is there anything in particular? Like I know with me, one thing that I struggled with was like snacks and shit. You know what I mean? Like I could eat like fucking the meals that are recommended, but like when I get bored at the pad and I want a snack, like maybe 1 or 2 chips won't hurt, but I know that shit does hurt. You know what I mean? What would you say? Like what would be like your tips like that?
That is this, right? In embarking in any like weight loss journey or like journey to a better you, like we can't be so extreme. You feel what I'm saying? Can't be so extreme. Unless your like life depends on it. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's a thing where it's like you've been stuck in a rut for like years and your weight is you're at an unhealthy weight. Your body composition is not where it's supposed to be. Your body mass index like you're having trouble breathing and your joints are hurting. Like that's dire straight. You need to make a change like now, right? But for the majority of people, like when you get yourself into this mindset of the extremes, right? Like you're almost setting yourself up for failure. You feel what I mean? Because okay, for example, today is what, May 2nd?
May 2nd, yeah.
May 2nd, right? We've been quarantined so long, I don't even really know what days it is anymore. So like it's May 2nd. So like you might say, oh, I want to go on a 30-day challenge. I'm not going to eat any sugar. I'm not going to drink any alcohol. I'm not going to smoke at all. Like I'm cutting everything out, right?
Yeah.
You're all hyped up. Your adrenaline's going. You feel like that great, right? And then life hits, right? And you're 4 days into the challenge and you break and you have like a bagel, you have like a donut, or you have like a sip of alcohol or something like that. And now all of a sudden you feel so bad, like you beat yourself up. It's like the end of the world. And then what happens to that rebound effect?
Yeah. You fucking.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would rather, us start with realistic goals, like sustainable goals, and set ourselves up for success, right? I always say like gradually become a better you and don't beat yourself up if you fall off your path a little bit. Like just get back on, right? Like look, if if it's May 2nd and I want to work out for 30 days, become a better me, maybe I won't have the whole bag of chips today. Maybe I'll have half the bag, right? Maybe I won't do no cardio or no workouts. Maybe I'll do 10 minutes. And then all I want to see you do from there is make the workout go up from 10 minutes to the next week. I want to see it go up to 15 minutes. And I want to see you eating, I would want to see you eating dessert instead of you're eating it with 3 times a day with your meals, maybe twice. And then gradually, as you start to feel better and it starts to become you, you gradually eliminate it all the way out to the point where you feel super healthy. Your desire for it isn't as much. And then if you have like a day where you kind of break a little bit and you have a little fun, enjoy your life. Like, it's cool, like no problem at all. But then just get back on that horse and start riding again. You feel what I'm saying?
And for people who are trying to like work out for the first time, or not first, people obviously work out before, but like they haven't did it in so long, they don't have the right range of motion. What would you recommend? Like how should they get started? Because I know one thing that fucked me up when I first started is I would go like too extreme and shit. I'll try to keep up with Rosie, my wife, and shit. And she has a little bit better range of motion, and she's just a little bit more athletic than me. And I would just get discouraged, like, fuck this shit. I ain't doing this shit no more. I can't keep up. What would you recommend for somebody that's like, the range of motion isn't there, but they want to get started?
I would say like it's tough nowadays, right? It's tough nowadays because, obviously like the era that we live in, right? Like the social media, right? The Facebook, the YouTube, and the Twitter, the Instagram, and all those are great things. All those can be tremendous tools to our personal growth and our brands and our careers, right? But like a lot of times, like we see these crazy workouts on these platforms and these like beasts doing like crazy things, and we feel like working out has to be like, I don't know if you've seen that joke going around, but it's like the dude doing the levitating push up and whatnot, like he's just like in the air for like 15 seconds. He just like his body just like freaking out. And that's really kind of like what Instagram workouts like people feel like they are. So they feel like they're not working out if they're not doing something crazy like that. Nah, right? Like human movement, right, is human movement. It can be progressed, meaning like you could advance it, or it can be regressed, meaning you could make it more like elementary or entry level, right? But like a lunge is a lunge. It's going to work the legs, right? Like a press is a press. It's going to work the shoulders or the arms, right? So if you're not to the point where you could do like a full like bench press or something like that, do like a regress push-up. Do like a push-up against the wall until your chest builds the appropriate strength, until your triceps build the appropriate strength, or do a push-up on the floor with your knees on the floor and your ankles crossed. And after you start to master that movement, right, you progress into the progression. And then once you get through the progression, you start to add a load or resistance to it. You feel what I'm saying? If I hang my arm down here, right, and I flex it and extend it, whether there's weight or not, I mean, my biceps got to be working, right? So like even something like that is sufficient for like getting back into working out. And then once you master that, then start to add some weight to it. So my point is that like, if the range of motion isn't there in any particular activity, simplify it, find the regression for it and do that. You feel what I'm saying? If you can't do a full squat yet, right? What do we do every day? We sit down and we stand up, right? So why not like find a couch or a chair or something like that and just sit up, sit down and stand up like 10, 15 times until that becomes like easy and you remind yourself of that movement pattern, and then just build yourself up from there if you want to eventually like squat one day with weight on your back or holding like kettlebells or something like that, right? But like every movement in the weight room, if it's fundamental, it can be like regressed. As an avid like weightlifter, I could get just as good a workout off of like regressed push-ups as I can off the bench press. You get what I'm saying? So never be afraid to start simple. That's my number one thing with people is that look for the regression first. Make sure the movement of your body is it's doing what it's supposed to do. Everything's in line. And then when you master that, then you start building on top of that. So it's like a foundation, right? You don't build a brick house on a glass foundation. You feel what I mean? That's build your foundation, master that level, and then continue to progress up. Start with the regression and progress from there.
Cool. Hell yeah. And for like people, one question I get a lot too is people always ask me like about supplements. Like what kind of supplements should I be on? Like what's your take on that? Like what do you think about supplements, and what kind of supplements should people be using and shit?
Right. I mean, I like you know, I'm not against supplements. What I would say is that the best thing to do is get what you need from your food, right? So like whether you're, uh, if you eat meat, you get your protein from your meats, right? If you don't eat meat, you can get your protein from your plants. You feel what I'm saying? You could be
Yeah,
like pescatarian. Anything like there's going to be a source of protein, so you have to get your proteins from your foods. That's the
yeah,
number one most optimal way to ensure that you're like having like the macronutrients that you need, right?
yeah.
Get your omegas from fish, right? So you don't maybe wouldn't have to take as many or at all, like any fish oil pills, like any like omega-3 pills or anything like that. You can get your protein from any of those, things that I named. So now you don't have to like get a ready to drink shake or like a protein shake. But so number one for me is always try to get it from your food first. But life happens, we're in a rush, we're on our way to work, we got the kids, we got so there's different things that you have to do. So if you're on the run and you can't get all your macronutrients in all your meals, your fats, your carbs, your proteins, have like a ready to drink shake or a protein that you like, right?
Oh
Um,
yeah,
but I believe that the word is the key to understanding how to use it. Supplement,
yeah.
right? Not substitute, supplement.
Exactly. Oh, dope. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Exactly. So like that's what I believe about supplements.
Yeah, that works too. Because if you think about it, like in nature, you got fucking bulls that are big as fuck, your horses that are strong as fuck, and they don't take no supplements. That's all about diet and exercise. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. It's about like getting the macronutrients and getting your exercise. I've seen plenty of people who are on these diets that you would never think that they could get big like that. But like, listen, like a gram of protein is a gram of protein,
Yeah.
no matter how you want to cut the cake, right? So like, get your protein, get your fats, get your carbs, get your omegas, and get them from food, get them from nature. And if you're too in a rush, take the supplement.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. And fucking now getting more towards like your workout style. What I trip out on is you work with some big names. You know what I mean? And fucking you work with Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Love Hewitt, John Goodman and shit. Fucking Hannah Brown right now. Like and then but at the same time, like a cat like me will walk in and you treat me just the same. You know what I mean? What is it that really keeps that energy, like for you? Like what keeps you motivated to just want to go out there and be like 100% every fucking time? Because I don't know if it is 100% for you. It looks like it to me though. You know what I mean? When I
Right.
see that shit, like I'm like, damn, my boy Leon's on one. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
what is it that keeps you pumped up to keep everybody in shape and fucking like make the best us? You know what I mean?
No, I think what it is, man, is I think at the foundation of it, right? Like I really love what I do. Like I love what I do. I love the human body and how it moves. I love like the science behind like the nerves and like the muscles and the skeleton and all the different types of like levers and stuff like that. Like I'm really passionate about that, right? And I
Yeah,
think that passion came from not only like a lifelong of sports, right? But
yeah,
like when I got hurt, right? When I got hurt, I was like, how can I get my body to the point where it was before my injury? Because I had a career-ending knee injury in football. So like when I was studying that for myself, I kind of fell in love with the process of like, maybe helping somebody else out who might come to this crossroads in their life, right?
yeah,
And for that, I need to know a lot about the human body, and I've been there before, So for me, I kind of I haven't even really, I guess, thought that, to myself. Like, I feel like, there's a lot of cool people that are in my life. So I just kind of see everyone as like, yo, like, there's someone who's trying to get better and I have the tools to help them get better. Now I just hope they're cool. and most of the time they're cool, man, So like, this industry and my profession has led me to, meet a lot of people and a lot of great people and get more people into my family. Like you're a brother to me now,
oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like, this has opened up a lot of, it's opened my world up to a lot. And I really am thankful for that. And I appreciate that, So yeah, man, no matter who it is, it's like my number one thing is like, we could be cool. We could get down as long as you're willing to get it, as long as you want to go hard and do your thing, like, and believe in yourself and not waste your time, then we're good,
And like let's talk about that. If you see somebody who is like they go to the gym, they obviously want help, but they're kind of slacking in that shit, what do you kind of do to pump them up? Like if they're like, you kind of see they're not giving their full effort. What is it you would do to like just pump them up? Like, come on, dog, you came here for a reason. You know what I mean?
You know, I love to at first like kind of like analyze, right? And by that I mean like I'm not going to, you know, obviously you're different. I'm like I said, like I felt your energy day one. I'm like, this guy is unlike anyone I've ever met before. Like, yo, thanks, man,
I appreciate that.
He's ready to get it. So like I can bring it full force. Like he's not going nowhere, you know. And you didn't. But some others, you know, you never know like how many times they've like embarked on that journey before. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes people can be like easy to like when the going gets tough, like get out, right? So you have to start it in a way that's like realistic and sustainable. And then after you build that rapport and that trust, then I can start to like really push you. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why like I feel like we've been successful with what we do because we're not trying to like run anyone out the gym, at least on day one. You feel what I'm saying? Like we're trying to build you up and then we'll start to like test you. So by that time, like if I see them kind of like not really into it or not really giving it their all or being as great as I know they could be, otherwise like they wouldn't be in there, I ask them their why, you know, like your why, like what you're doing it for, the who you do it for, like the reason that you came into the gym, right? And I ask them to think about those things. And if those things can't motivate you in that moment, then you really don't care about those things, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time, that's not the case. So like if you're like, you know, slacking or you're dragging, I ask you, let me ask you a question like, why are you here and who do you do it for? Immediately the mind is going to go off that activity and think about what they do it for, right?
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons why I do this is for my little brother, you know, Tyrone, like that's my guy, right?
Boy, right.
Yeah. So like if I'm like in the gym and I'm hurting on the set and someone asks me why I do it and I think about Tyrone, if I can't dig down deep enough and bring someone outside of me to give a great effort, do I really care about Tyrone as much as I say I do?
Damn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So every time I see someone cross that path, I ask them those questions. And if they don't respond, which 99% of the time they do, then it would mean that they don't care. So like that's how I kind of get them to think about something bigger than themselves and get what we need to get done. Because like, you know, you're bettering yourself for your not only yourself but your loved ones as well, right?
Yeah. And one thing I want to talk about too, real quick, and I talk about it a lot. The time we first met, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was looking at it as a fight, you know what I mean? Like I was like, oh,
right.
You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm gonna knock him out, like I'm cocky and shit, right? But I trip out because I know you weren't fighting. Now at the time I thought you were. You know what I mean? You were pushing me and shit. Well, what were going through your heads when that shit was happening? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that shit was a trip for me. Like, I was thinking, like, oh, I didn't even know who you were. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know you were my trainer. I'm thinking robbing and shit. But looking back, I really appreciate, like, you pushed me to my fucking limits. Where I was like, there was times where I was doubting myself, like, man, how much longer can I stay in here? You know what I mean? But I was like, fuck that, I ain't going out like that. You know?
And I felt that, you know. So like I saw you walk in, and I'm like, okay. You know, this is Javier, and I'm like, you know, I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I had just been sparring with Dustin, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just see. Let's just see what he got. You know what I'm saying? Let's just see what he got. So I got in there, and I'm like, okay. I felt your power. I'm like, okay, he's bringing it. So I started touching you a little bit, touching a little bit, and you started pumping yourself up. You started talking. I'm like, okay, yeah, my man ain't soft, you know. So I'm like, wow. And then you hit me, boom. I think it was like in the body or something like that. I was like, okay, well, you know what, game on. You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm getting a little like, now you don't have to feel like I've done this for like my whole life, right?
Yeah.
I started touching, bow, started talking back, started talking, you know, and I was like, now I'm gonna make him quit, you know, because I'm like, I thought like, you know, he was gonna come in here and kind of like lay down and it was gonna be like, it was gonna be easy for me, like, just get a little sweat, get out, you know, see what my man is about. And he didn't lay down. So I had to turn it up, right? So we started going at bam, bam, bam. So I kept asking you another one. You kept going. So I was like, okay, well now I can see like that he has like this spirit in him that's gonna help him like through this whole journey. But like I want to see how far he can go. So I started touching your sternum, bing, and you right, bing, bing. And I remember, I forget when it was, but you knocked my mouthpiece out. Right? Yeah, and I was like, okay, game on. Like now I'm gonna try to like break my man. I want to see if he's gonna break because like if I'm gonna invest all this time where you didn't know it, but I knew it. I was like, if you invest all this time, you know, like I want to make sure like my man is going to be in here with me. Like he's going to ride no matter what. If I say like, yo, we got a 5-mile run today, we got a 5-mile run, it's no hesitation. Like we're going to go get it. If we're on the first climb, we're going to go get it. And I'm going to learn that about you right here in this fight.
Yeah.
So, like I was trying to get you to give up because I was trying to see if I was going to invest the time in that. At that point, bro, like I still wasn't like, oh man, like I'm gonna give all my time to this. I mean, time is precious, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to see if you were gonna quit, and you didn't quit, and you started coming harder. And I was like, okay, now we gonna squad for real. So I was touch you. Everyone's kind of looking at me like, yo, chill. I'm like, nah, my man, he can take it. Like, let's go. And proved it to me, and that's who I knew you were since day one.
You know what I appreciate about that too is because like at the time, like I said, I thought it was a fight, right? At any point, you could have really ended that shit. You know what I mean? Like looking back, I know that. You know what I mean? You could have just been like, fuck this shit. Boom, boom. Lay the fuck out. You know what I mean? But you were just pushing me. And that's what I love about your training style. And even your fucking attitude is that you will push people. You know what I mean? You will push them further than they believe they can go. You know what I mean? And
we all have that little
person.
We all have that little bit of greatness, you know, inside of us, all of us, you know, and sometimes that like takes somebody else to bring it out. You know, like I've been there, those before me have been there, you've been there, and now just like I see you help others, you know, like so we get this thing like where the world is in a dark and crazy time right now, right? And we're all adjusting and acclimating, but like once things start to smooth out, like we're gonna do the same thing we've always done. Like maybe you know, orchestrate like a Zoom Sundays or something like that, right? Because that's who you are. Like you're an innovator, right? You're a pioneer. And I, you know, just as I, you know, helped you on your journey, you're helping others. I see you holding mitts for people, training people, like, you know, bringing people, having them start their journey. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all about like recognizing that like everyone has this great potential inside of us. And sometimes it takes like somebody else to bring it out.
Oh yeah, appreciate that, man. And for anyone who wants to like get a session with you, or even any one of your dope ass coaches you have there, you know what I mean? Coach Cam, Coach Solo, like you have tons of great fucking Coach Dustin, tons of great coaches. How could they do that?
Yeah, so we're on the internet. We're on www.gloveworks.com, where we do virtual sessions. We do sessions on Zoom. We do sessions on Instagram Live here and there. I know we did like a 30-day series where we did a workout every day at 1:30. We might be exploring ways to kind of keep doing that here and there. Yeah, and then just like hit me up, you know, send me a message, email me, and, you know, just talk to me, you know, because I want to really, you know, reach as many people as I can and try to help as many people as I can become like the very best version of themselves. And sometimes like all it takes is saying, hey, coach, and like a DM or something like that, you know, and who knows, maybe we'll get it popping, you know. So
and if you and I don't want people to get like discouraged if Leon doesn't see it, like I've seen his fucking DMs, you know what I mean? Like nuts, you know what I mean? So if he doesn't see it one time, don't get discouraged. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, just keep on messaging me, because like I said, like all it takes is me to see it one time, and then I say, all right, let's go. You know, and when I say that, it's because I really care and I want you to do better. So we might just get, who knows?
Yeah, and I know you have a YouTube page too, where even if like let's say if they can't get in contact with you or they can't really get a session going, they could check out your YouTube videos, right? You have like day 1 to 30. Is it 1 to 30?
We have camp mode workouts on my YouTube. You just go find me at Leyon Azubike, Leyon. The last name is kind of hard, you know, but I think I'm like one of maybe 5 Leons with a Y in the world, right?
In the description, so you know what I mean? They can check it out.
And then just start, when you see all the camp mode videos, just start with the basics, because although like I told you, you know, I really love the cardiovascular health and the mental health that boxing kind of gives you, but I really want people to learn it too, right? Yeah. So start with the basics and go through the camp mode beginner video, learn how to throw the jab, the right hand, the left hook, the rear uppercut, the lead uppercut, and then advance from there and take your time with it, because as you get in shape, both mentally and physically, you're going to be acquiring a new skill. So yeah, start with the camp modes on my YouTube page. We'll pin it somewhere over here.
Oh yeah, no. So we're about to take off, but fucking before we go, top 3 fighters right now, Leon.
Top 3 fighters right now?
Yeah.
I gotta give it up to my clique, you know, my squad, Lions only. Jermell and Jamal Charlo, and Errol Spence Jr. I'll do those as a unit. So that's my Lions Only and Man Down unit. Those dudes are beasts, they're forces, and I'm glad to be affiliated with them. Tyson Fury, man, that's a guy who is not just a good physical fighter, but mental fighter as well. I'm proud of that young man for all he's accomplished in terms of like beating these demons and going through that dark path and coming back an even stronger human being. That's inspiring. So my number 2 spot has to go to Tyson Fury. My number 3 spot, who I want to give to number 3? Right now, number 3. Oh, my man AJ, my Niger brother, Anthony Joshua. There's a guy who has risen up victorious. Okay. Yeah, risen up victorious, Javier Raygoza style, right? And he lost his belt. Everyone was clowning him, saying he's not this, he's not that. And it takes a man to hear all those things and not let that creep into his mind and get up immediately and start the process again, right? That's that rise of victorious right there. And that's what he did. And man, that's admirable. So I got EJ, Errol Spence Jr., Jamal Charlo as all number 1. Tyson is number 2, and I got Anthony Joshua as number 3. Those are my three follow right now.
Well, appreciate the time, Leon. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I really appreciate you reaching out to everybody and taking that time to, give some advice and chop it up with us.
Of course, my G. Anytime, Javi. Anytime, brother. You know it.